So you've been researching Whippets. You've watched the highlight reels, the zoomies in the park, the ridiculous couch cuddles, the aerodynamic silhouette that makes every other dog look a little ordinary. And you're thinking, yes, this is the dog for me. But here's what those videos don't show you. The stuff that only clicks after you've actually lived with one. Some of it will make you laugh. Some of it genuinely surprised me. And one of them? I wish someone had told me on day one. Let's count it down. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 10. Faster than you think. Everyone knows Whippets are fast. 45 kilometers per hour, blah blah blah. You've read the stats. But nothing, and I mean nothing, prepares you for the first time yours decides to actually run. It's almost unsettling. One second they're trotting alongside you like a well-behaved little gentleman, and the next, they're a blur disappearing into the tree line. There's no wind-up, no warning bark. They just go. And your brain takes a full 3 seconds to register what just happened. The practical reality is that recall training becomes genuinely important with this breed, not because they're disobedient, but because once that switch flips, their brain is running on pure instinct. A securely fenced area for off-leash time isn't a luxury with a Whippet. It's just common sense. Number 9. Indoor couch. Potatoes. Here's the thing that surprises people most at first. Whippets are, in the house, completely lazy. We're talking boneless. Liquid dog. Mine can sleep for 18 hours if you let him, sprawled across the sofa like he's auditioning for a furniture catalog. People imagine owning a dog that runs 40+ kilometers per hour and picture a tornado of energy indoors. It couldn't be further from the truth. After a decent morning run or a solid play session, a Whippet is completely content to do absolutely nothing for the rest of the day. This makes them surprisingly well-suited to apartment living, as long as they're getting their exercise. Don't be fooled by the athletic build. This dog's default setting is horizontal. Number 8. Remarkable emotional sensitivity. This one caught me off guard early on, and it's something most new Whippet owners aren't ready for. These dogs read people, not in a vague, all dogs are perceptive kind of way. I mean, they genuinely tune into your emotional state with a precision that feels almost eerie. Raise your voice during an argument, have a rough day, get frustrated during a training session. Your Whippet knows. And they don't brush it off the way a Labrador might. They absorb it. Harsh tones, even when not directed at them, can genuinely upset a Whippet. They'll slink off, look heartbroken, and refuse to engage. It sounds dramatic, but it's just who they are. The upside? When you're going through something hard, you'll rarely face it alone. They have a way of finding you. Number 7. Sharper than expected. People often underestimate Whippet intelligence because they don't perform tricks on demand the way a Border Collie might. But here's the distinction. Whippets are smart in a different way. They're problem solvers, strategic, and occasionally a little too clever. Mine figured out how to open the treat cupboard within 2 months. He also learned pretty quickly which commands come with consequences and which ones I'll let slide if he blinks at me long enough. That's not stubbornness, that's calculated behavior. The key is making training feel worth their while. Whippets respond beautifully when there's a clear reason to cooperate. Food motivation works well, as does play. But if they decide a task is pointless, good luck convincing them otherwise. Meet them on their terms, and you'll be amazed at what they pick up. Number 6. Exercise is non-negotiable. Here's a misconception that floats around online and drives experienced Whippet owners crazy, that these dogs don't need much exercise because they're sighthounds that just sprint and rest. That part is true. But the not much exercise part? Not quite. Whippets need consistent, quality exercise, particularly off-lead running, to stay balanced. A dog that doesn't get enough outlet for that physical energy will find ways to release it indoors, usually by doing circuits around your living room at 11 at night. The good news is, the exercise window is shorter than many high-energy breeds. A proper sprint session, a long structured walk, some play, done well, that's often enough. But skip it for a few days in a row and you'll notice the difference. Their behavior tells you everything. Number 5. Prey drive is real. This is the one that surprises people most, especially those who've had gentler, more sociable breeds before. Whippets were bred to chase. That instinct doesn't disappear just because you live in the suburbs and walk them past the same park every day. Squirrels, rabbits, birds, cats, even fast-moving leaves on a windy day. Anything that triggers that prey response can turn a calm, well-mannered Whippet into a dog you are suddenly not in control of. It happens fast, and it happens without much warning. This doesn't mean they can't coexist with cats or small animals. Plenty do, especially when raised alongside them from puppies. But introductions need to be done carefully, early, and with realistic expectations. Don't assume the gentle dog you know in the house is the same dog chasing something across a field. Number 4. Velcro doesn't cover it. People talk about Velcro dogs, breeds that just like being near you. Whippets take this to a different level. They don't just want to be in the same room. They want to be on you, under the blanket with you, pressed against your leg while you work, following you from the kitchen to the bathroom to the bedroom with the energy of someone who genuinely cannot comprehend why you'd want to go anywhere without them. At first, this is completely charming, and honestly, it stays charming, but it does require some adjustment. Separation anxiety is a real concern with this breed if it's not addressed early. Building up alone time gradually, practicing calm departures and returns, and giving them a settled space of their own, all make a real difference long-term. Number 3. Cold weather struggles. That sleek, elegant coat that looks so beautiful, it offers approximately zero insulation. Whippets genuinely feel the cold. Not in a they'd prefer to be inside kind of way, in a standing at the back door shivering, looking at you like you've personally betrayed them kind of way. On a cold morning, getting a Whippet outside can feel like convincing a person to step into a freezing shower. A good coat or jumper is not optional in colder climates, it's a basic ownership requirement. And before anyone says that's silly or unnecessary, spend one November morning watching a Whippet refuse to step off the porch because the grass is cold, and you'll change your tune pretty fast. Their sleeping arrangements matter too. A warm, elevated bed away from drafts makes a real difference to their comfort and their willingness to actually settle at night. Number 2. Training takes patience. Whippets are not stubborn in the traditional sense. They're not defiant. They're not trying to dominate you or test your authority. They just have a very independent way of processing the world, and that can look like stubbornness if you're expecting the eager-to-please obedience of a golden retriever. Repetitive drills bore them quickly. Negative reinforcement backfires almost every time. Remember that emotional sensitivity from earlier? This is where it really shows up in training. Push too hard, and they shut down entirely. Short sessions, positive reinforcement, variety, and a good sense of humor are genuinely the best tools you have. And when something does click for them, they retain it well. Patience during the early months pays off significantly. The Whippet that seemed impossible to teach recall at 6 months old can become remarkably reliable by 18 months, if you stay consistent without being harsh. Number 1. They change you. This is the one nobody puts in the breed guides, and it's the one that's most true. Living with a Whippet changes the way you move through your day. You start structuring mornings differently, finding green spaces you never bothered with before, noticing things at a lower height and a slower pace. You become the person who carries a dog jumper in their bag and thinks nothing of it. But more than the practical stuff, there's something about the way a Whippet looks at you. That long nose tipped across your knee. The way they find the exact spot next to you on the sofa and exhale like they've arrived somewhere they belong. There's a particular kind of quiet that comes with it. I didn't expect this dog to become such a consistent part of my daily rhythm. Not just a pet, but a presence. That's the thing nobody really tells you because it's hard to articulate until you've experienced it yourself. Whippets are not the right dog for everyone, and that's fine. They have quirks, they have needs, and they will test your patience at least a few times. But for the right person, they are genuinely one of the most rewarding dogs you can share your life with. If you're considering one, I hope this gave you a more honest picture than the highlight reels do. And if you already own one and recognized everything on this list, drop a comment below because I'd love to know which one hit closest to home. If this was useful, give it a like. It genuinely helps the channel. And if you want more honest content about life with sighthounds and dogs in general, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.